Because I do.
But why?
Because I want to have a career that lasts and is meaningful and isn't like a joke.
And you will, Joss. You will. Trust me.
No, not if she doesn't take risks.
I mean, that's easy to say if you're not the one taking the risks.
Yeah, but Joss, this is like the right risk at the right time. You've got great people.
There's no such thing as the right risk at the right time. If it's risky for a reason.
No, but if it's the right risk, then you like basically know how it's gonna play out.
No, that's the exact opposite of a risk. That's playing it safe. That's what everyone else does.
All right. I think The Weeknd is great in the new show, The Idol. I think Lily Rose Depp is great in it, but they and the show and the show's creator have been getting a lot of criticism, relentless, ridiculous criticism, I think, in hit pieces in the media. And it really does seem like just reminiscent of what was directed at Johnny Depp. And, you know, you can see The Usual Suspects, Rolling Stone magazine. That was the first hit piece that came out months ago before the show had even premiered. And then, you know, The Usual Suspects. Kat Tenbarge, one of the biggest Johnny Depp haters and Amber Heard defenders online. She has been relentlessly tweeting about her hatred for this show and making fun of The Weeknd. And she says it's such a bad show, but she can't stop watching it and tweeting about it, can she? None of this is a surprise, but I think it's terrible. I mean, even Korean pop star Jennie Kim has been getting criticism in her native Korea for being in the show. And of course, Sam Levinson, the creator. Now, that Umbrella guy, big online commentator, a lot of you know, he's weighed in and he's pointed out, and I agree with him, that there have been plenty of other shows in the past that are more disturbing or racy. Game of Thrones, you know, a guy got his thing cut off. A girl was burned by her dad. Remember Nip Tuck, all of that stuff in that show? And that Umbrella guy points out, and I agree with him, that it seems like the media hate Lily Rose Depp for her last name, for her dad, and they seem to have a problem with The Weeknd because he's standing up to them and he's not apologizing for the show. All right, now a number of people are perplexed by the way that The Weeknd is presented in this. He looks sleazy, he looks gross, he's got a rat tail, he seems at times to be basically kind of like a loser tagging on to this pop star. But what about Kevin Federline? I mean, if this thing is partly based or inspired by Britney Spears, do you remember this guy and how ridiculous he was? What about Adnan Ghalib? Dated Britney Spears for a while, paparazzo, right? And speaking of weird hair, I think that what he has on his chin, a lot weirder than any rat tail. And then even the current guy, he's nice looking, but come on. I also think that this impression of The Weeknd's character is too narrow. He's a lot more of an Ike Turner type of character. So Ike Turner, husband of Tina Turner, made her a star, managed her career, but he was also abusive and controlling and kind of scary, right? And so I think that's also what we're getting in The Weeknd's character. Very smart, very shrewd. He's also been described as kind of a cult-like figure. And, you know, again, typically when people look at leaders of these quote-unquote cult-like groups, they're kind of strange-looking people, right? And so there's something I think that we're supposed to understand about Tedros in this way, that he's very charismatic, he's very intelligent, but also he has a certain appeal that's in the eye of the beholder and not necessarily transferable to everyone. Now, I'm also very annoyed by how some of the media have treated Lily Rose Depp. They've pretended to be supportive and concerned, but they've basically been shaming her for doing such a sexually provocative and daring role. And I just, and trivializing her. Like this, like, you know, she's this brand new actress, this Nepo baby that's gotten sucked into this, you know, awful project. Excuse me, no. First of all, she's amazing in this show. And also, she already has a great history as an actress. She was in one of my favorite movies, The King, opposite Timothy Chalamet, and she played a French princess and queen of England, and she stole the show at the end. She was amazing. Watch.
Do you feel a sense of achievement?
In what regard?
In any regard.
I have achieved that which my father never could. I have united this kingdom in common cause.
You have achieved momentary respite. A unity forged under false pretense will never be a unity that prevails.
Why should you question my intent? Your father's rule is illegitimate. He has no right claim to his throne.
All monarchy is illegitimate. You yourself are the son of a usurper. It would seem that you have no explanation for what you have done. You have shed the blood of so many Christian souls, and yet, before me now, all I see is a young and vain and foolish man so easily riled. So easily beguiled.
I mean, that's as great as any classically trained actress, and it shows her versatility. So when we see her as Jocelyn in The Idol, that's not who she is. That's her being a great actress. She's doing a kind of a Britney Spears thing. She's showing us someone who is spiraling. But not just Britney Spears, also there are references to Madonna, and she's a very strong character. Her mother was a pop star too, Vanessa Paradis, a French pop star. Now, thematically, I see a lot of parallels between The Idol and the movie Black Swan, which is one of my favorite films with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis, and it's about a ballet dancer who is really driven insane by her quest for artistic perfection, and it causes her personality to fracture. There's a similar dynamic in Lily Rose Depp's character because she is relentlessly committed to the pursuit of artistic perfection.
Mom?
What's up, John? What?
Mom?
Oh, Jesus, it's all over her face. Oh, man. John, we're...
Joss, are you okay? Are you calling for your mom? You didn't just call for your mom?
No. My mom died last year.
Okay.
She's just having it all over again.
Do you want to power through it and then just call it a day? Okay. I'm gonna be right back, okay? Okay.
I'm fine. Oh, sorry.
I don't want to, I don't want to break up the party here. I know, I see that you're really struggling. I understand. Are you all right?
I'm totally fine.
Joss, here's the thing. I don't think you're totally fine. I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just going to be real with you. I think it might be time to go home and get some sleep. You can't medical again right now. I don't think I need you to go home and get some sleep.
I really, really want to go tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
You promise? You promise?
Depp's character also finds herself in a place of artistic stagnation, and she's desperately trying to come up with new ideas and to break out of the sort of pop princess superficiality that she feels trapped in. But of course, her team, they have different ideas, and so this shows us the artist inspiration and personal desires being ground down by the sort of bureaucratic managerial perspectives of their team, however well-intentioned.
Okay, but Nikki, this is something that like no one's doing.
Well,
Nobody
yeah,
sounds
there's
like
a
this.
reason no one is doing this right now. It's not commercial.
Okay, but I told you it's not finished. By the time I finish it, it will be commercial.
Well, we have a giant hit. Why would we change it? Ticket sales are down.
But Nikki, it's not me. It's not me.
The single drops next Friday. We've already done our spends on radio, on digital, on streaming, and we spent $1 million. Giant strip club for the video that you and Sarah Lawrence here are shooting this week.
Okay. That's fine. I'll release it myself.
Wait, baby. No.
Okay. So you think you've got a bigger than me now, princess? You want to back it up a little bit and go through a little oral history of how we got here? Because I am more than happy. I'll spell it out for you. Remember when your mother got sick? It was Finkelstein and I. We came to you and we said we should cancel that tour. And you said no. Nikki, don't. Please. I can do it. Trust me. And then a week before you're going to play Madison Square Garden, I get a call that you are out of your mind, babbling, up on the roof, talking to, things in outer space.
All right. We don't have to rehash.
So wait, so what do? We cut our losses. We refund the tickets. We spent 8 months getting you healthy. And then we spend millions sending you around the world, putting you with producers to give you an EP of giant, big-titted hits. And now you're going to sit here and tell me that it's not me. I don't like it. Well, that's too bad. It's too late. That train has left the station, and whether you like it or not, you are going for that ride.
Alexander, I brought you up here to tell you that creative direction sucks with Jocelyn.
I don't disagree.
You don't disagree? You're the creative director. What do you mean you don't disagree?
I know.
What is it with this industry? Everybody hates what they do.
Welcome to the music business, yeah.
How do you put out something you hate?
I'm forced to.
What do you mean forced to?
I could have the greatest idea in the world, and often I do. And at the end of the day, it's whatever the label and Jocelyn wants.
I also love all of the deep conversations in this show about the nature of art, the meaning of art, and I really felt like the writers and Sam Levinson and the actors were trying to get to something more complex and sophisticated and interesting.
Yeah, but not all experiences are good.
Debatable. That's a really simple way of looking at things, Joss.
What do you mean?
Some of the most terrible experiences in life can be the most valuable, like artistically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like to a degree.
Okay, Robert Plant had a son who died when he was 5 years old, and he wrote All My Love after that, and it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written.
Yeah, but I think if Robert Plant had a say in it, he would have chosen his son's life.
And that'd be a pretty big loss for the world.
You really believe that?
Yes.
Yes.
That's really f***ed up.
How often do people come up to you and tell you that your music saved their lives?
A lot.
A lot. And do you believe them when they say it?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now imagine if you were Robert Plant. Or imagine if you had lost someone that you loved, and you'd written one of the greatest love songs of all time. Then what?
So you think that by losing his son, he was able to write something that saved a lot of people's lives?
Yes.
And
I was thinking, and we should take the photo with the come, and we should make it your album cover.
Brilliant.
That's a bar.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Genius.
You're
Right?
kidding. You're
That's a
kidding.
bar. I'm not kidding.
No,
Why?
absolutely not.
Literally, why? Give me one reason why.
Because she had you. So many young girls look up to you.
Oh my god.
yeah, and they've all probably seen the photo. They've all definitely seen the photo, actually.
Yeah, okay, but it's different if you like embrace it.
So what? It's only okay if the internet like uses it against me?
Preach.
No, the internet is on your side.
No.
Literally every outlet. But they all wrote beautiful pieces defending you and your right to grow up and have a sex life.
There is no difference between the people making fun of me and the people supporting me. They're all capitalizing off of it, and they're just driving more people to look it up.
That's exactly why you should make your album cover.
I don't have an album. I threw it away.
Okay, fine. Your first single.
I mean, we could make the caption like "New music coming soon."
That's hard. It's fire. It's hard.
I will think about it.
Just
I will
think
think
about
about it. I'm not sure I want to restart the whole like drag Jocelyn hashtag. I feel like that had its moment. I'm not sure I'm gonna bring it
Gives
back.
a
Because it's actually humiliating and like makes me feel really bad about myself.
Why?
Because it just like I want to be. It just sucks. It actually sucks. It does.
No, what were you about to say just now?
I was gonna say, you know, I want to be taken seriously.
Why?
Because I do.
But why?
Because I want to have a career that lasts and is meaningful and isn't like a joke.
And you will. Joss, you will. Trust me.
No, not if she doesn't take risks.
I mean, that's easy to say if you're not the one taking the risks.
Yeah, but Joss, this is like the right risk at the right time. You've got great
There's
people.
no such thing as the right risk at the right time. If it's risky for a reason.
No, but if it's the right risk, then you like basically know how it's gonna play out.
No, that's the exact opposite of a risk. That's playing it safe. That's what everyone else does. Is that what you do?
Why are you talking to me like I'm like new to the music industry? I'm not. You are.
True.
Don't be rude.
I'm not being rude. It's just like I've been doing this for over a decade, so.
And you're stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck at the moment.
At the moment? What was the last song you wrote, Jocelyn?
Daybreak. Daybreak. Daybreak.
Oh my god.
Daybreak on your second album.
That was my favorite song.
Of course
on
it
the
was.
album. It's so good.
Okay, what was that, like a year ago? Year and a half?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I don't think that's like a big deal. Like, I think it's got to be the right song.
You mean the right risk?
Yeah, I mean the right risk.
And what I'm saying is I think maybe that's why you can't write a song.
Yeah, because she's overthinking everything.
Exactly.
You, of all people, should know it's a bit more fucking complicated than that.
I mean, it is and it isn't. I think that what Tedros is saying makes a lot of sense. I think you care way too much about what people think.
I think if I didn't care what people thought, I wouldn't have a career.
I think if you care too much, you won't have a career. How can you complain about making superficial music all the time? By not being able to write anything honest when all you think about is what people are gonna say. You make superficial music because you think about superficial things.
I'm sorry, I don't think it's superficial to want to make music that connects with people.
I don't know.
Right?
Why don't you just be yourself, Jocelyn?
I thought that was a great scene, and I love how in this series there aren't really any easy answers, and also a relentless focus on artistic excellence and creativity, and yes, successful commercialism, and how to balance those concerns. We see this also in Black Swan, where the character is relentlessly focused on perfection, but also is trying to figure out what exactly artistic excellence means.
The truth is, when I look at you, all I see is the white swan. Yes, you're beautiful, fearful, fragile. Ideal casting. But the black swan, it's a hard job to dance both. In 4 years, every time you dance, I see you obsessed, getting each and every move perfectly right, but I never see you lose yourself. Ever. All that discipline for what?
Just want to be perfect.
You what?
Want to be perfect.
Perfection is not just about control. It's also about letting go. Surprise yourself so you can surprise the audience. Transcendence. And very few have it in them.
In The Idol, The Weeknd plays a role that in some ways is similar to the choreographer in Black Swan. Both have a vision of artistic excellence and understand that unconventional and even painful or problematic methods can inspire an artist to push himself or herself to the very brink. We see this exemplified in the last scene of Black Swan, where the main character achieves artistic transcendence, but then dies immediately afterward in this final scene.
What did you do? What did you do?
And this is what the critics who blasted The Idol as empty torture porn don't understand. Yes, of course, there's a lot of shocking stuff in it just to get attention, but there is an interesting question at the heart of this show, and I think a very uncomfortable one. And what the show is doing is it's challenging the viewer to face the implications of the commonly held belief that great art, great meaning in life, great personal growth comes through suffering. We say these things and we believe them, but at the same time we are faced with something as perverse as what we see in The Idol, which is the notion that sadism may lead to transcendence. And in that respect, The Idol is a bit like a Lars von Trier film. Suddenly we're not quite as comfortable with our old ideas as we thought we were.